A boy named Shubhan grew up in a small village with his mother. They were very poor but lived a happy life together. Shubhan's father left them when he was just a baby and his mother raised him single-handedly. But despite their poverty, Shubhan never felt neglected or unloved. His mother gave him everything she could: care, love, discipline, and most importantly, attention. Their bond was unbreakable. One day, Shubhan met a beautiful girl named Anesa. She was from a wealthy family and was visiting the village with her parents. From the moment he saw her, Shubhan fell head over heels in love. He would spend hours talking to her and they quickly became a couple. But Anesa wasn't like any other girl. She was manipulative and selfish, always getting her way by using her beauty and charm. And unfortunately, Shubhan fell for it. Shubhan started spending more time with Anesa and her family than with his mother. He would go on expensive dates with Anesa, buy her expensive gifts, all while neglecting his mother. At first, his mother didn't say anything. She understood that Shubhan had fallen in love and wanted to be with his friends. But as time went on, she started to worry. She noticed that Shubhan was changing. He was becoming arrogant and disrespectful, not just towards her, but towards everyone. One day, Shubhan came home late, drunk, and started yelling at his mother. "Why don't you let me have some fun? Why do you make me feel guilty about going out with my friends?" he shouted. His mother was taken aback by his behavior. She tried to explain that she wasn't stopping him from having fun, but that she was worried about him. But Shubhan wasn't having it. "You're just jealous because I'm happy. You're too old-fashioned. You don't understand anything," he said. And with that, he stormed out of the house. His mother was deeply hurt by his words, but she knew that he was under the influence of Anesa. She had seen the way Anesa had been controlling Shubhan, and she knew that her son had fallen for Anesa's trap. But she also knew that she couldn't force Shubhan to see the truth. All she could do was pray that he would come back to his senses. In the meantime, Anesa continued to manipulate Shubhan. She used his money to buy expensive clothes and jewelry, and she lavished expensive gifts on herself, all while making sure that Shubhan didn't get anything in return. She would make fun of Shubhan's mother, calling her old-fashioned and out of touch. Shubhan, being the loving boyfriend that he was, would always defend Anesa, which made his mother even more worried. One day, Anesa told Shubhan that she wanted to meet his mother. At first, Shubhan was hesitant, but Anesa insisted, saying that she wanted to thank his mother for raising such a wonderful man. Shubhan agreed, and the two of them went to his house. When Shubhan's mother saw Anesa, she was shocked. She couldn't believe how rude and disrespectful Anesa was towards her. Anesa didn't even bother to get up from her seat when she entered the house. She simply looked at Shubhan's mother and said, "So this is your mother. I can see why you're so successful. You must have learned a lot from her." Shubhan's mother was taken aback by Anesa's rudeness. She tried to be polite, but Anesa just kept insulting her. "You should really modernize yourself. It's the 21st century. You need to learn to respect your elders," Anesa said. Shubhan's mother was furious, but she knew that she couldn't argue with Anesa, so she simply ignored her and went to the kitchen to make tea. As Anesa sat in the living room, she took out her phone and started scrolling through her social media feed. She didn't even bother to look at Shubhan or his mother. Shubhan was furious. He couldn't believe how rude Anesa was towards his mother. But before he could say anything, Anesa stood up and said, "Well, it was nice meeting you, but I have to get going." "Thank you for the tea," she said sarcastically. And with that, she stormed out of the house. Shubhan was furious. He yelled at Anesa, telling her that she was out of line. But Anesa simply laughed and said, "Oh, come on, don't be such a crybaby. I was just testing you. If you can't stand up for me, then you're not the man I thought you were." Shubhan was torn. He didn't know what to do. He loved Anesa, but he couldn't stand how she treated his mother. But ultimately, his love for Anesa won out and he chose to stay with her. Months passed and Shubhan's relationship with Anesa grew stronger. They moved in together and Anesa began to make plans for their future. Shubhan, being the loving boyfriend that he was, supported her in everything. But little did he know that Anesa had something else in mind. One day, Anesa told Shubhan that she wanted to break up. Shubhan was shocked. He couldn't believe what he was hearing. "Why? What did I do?" he asked. Anesa simply laughed and said, "You know very well what you have done. You have wasted my time and I am leaving." With that, she packed her bags and left Shubhan's house. Shubhan was devastated. He didn't know what to do. He missed Anwesha every day and couldn't understand why she had left him. He tried to call her, but she never answered. Shubhan's friends and family tried to cheer him up, but nothing worked. He was heartbroken. Meanwhile, Shubhan's mother was worried sick about him. She knew that Anwesha had broken his heart, but she also knew that there was only one way to fix it. She had to make Shubhan come back home. So she started cooking his favorite dishes, making sure that he would smell them when he passed by. She also started cleaning the house and making it more welcoming. One day, Shubhan came back home. He hadn't eaten for days and his stomach was growling. As soon as he opened the door, he smelled the delicious food that his mother had made. He walked into the kitchen and saw his mother standing there with a smile on her face. "Eat," she said. Shubhan couldn't hold back his tears anymore. He fell to his knees and hugged his mother tightly. "I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry for being a jerk. I'm sorry for not listening to you. I'm sorry for hurting you," he said. His mother hugged him back. She didn't say anything. She just let him cry on her shoulder. After a few minutes, Shubhan composed himself and sat down to eat. His mother served him food and they ate in silence. But Shubhan was feeling lighter now. He felt like he could talk to his mother again. He told her everything that had happened between him and Anwesha, and his mother listened patiently. When he was done, she said, "Shubhan, I know you'll be heartbroken. No mother wants to see her child in pain. But I also want you to know that I'm here for you. No matter what happens, I will always love you." Shubhan hugged his mother again and thanked her for her love and support. From that day on, Shubhan and his mother were closer than ever. Shubhan realized that no one loved him as much as his mother did. He also realized that he had made a mistake by leaving her. But most importantly, he realized that he was lucky to have her in his life. One day, Anwesha called Shubhan. She wanted to apologize for the way she had treated him and his mother. But when she heard that Shubhan had moved back in with his mother, she hung up the phone. She didn't want to hear anything else. As Shubhan and his mother watched the sunset, Shubhan turned to his mother and said, "Mom, I love you." His mother smiled and said, "I know you do, Shubhan. I know you do." And with that, they embraced each other. They say that a mother's love is the purest, most patient, and most forgiving love in the world. This story is a prime example of that. Shubhan neglected his mother for a selfish and manipulative girl, and he only realized his mistake when it was too late. But luckily, his mother's love never faded. It only waited. No matter what happens in life, we should never forget the sacrifices our mothers have made for us. They are the real heroes of our stories, and we are lucky to have them in our lives.